This topic is perfect with our pal,
Yeah.
Christian Pritchard, because like I'm looking out in the garden and there's too much basil and I need to do something with this basil. What do I do with this basil?
Are you sure it's basil, first of all?
Basil?
Basil, yeah, basil. Basilico, it's all good. Basil. You know what? Yeah. It is a great thing to do, and it has been a long season.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous of all the people that have the time or to have some in the garden. It just is growing. So, and you're telling me before we went on air that you had trouble making the pesto.
Yeah, so we're making the pesto.
Yeah.
Making a pesto.
Right.
Because I did a couple things wrong. So help me out on what I maybe did wrong.
Well, let's go back to the OG and what it is. Pesto literally means pound. Break down, crunch it up,
Did not do
smash it. Simple. It's from Genoa, Italy, so in the north. I think you've been to Genoa. So it's a classic from there. Now, every sort of region has their own version of a pesto. But pesto classically is what we're about to show you. Then I can show you some quick variations. So let's do it from the very beginning, okay? Now, garlic. I confit the garlic.
You want me to do this?
Sure.
How many?
You know what? The little one there. Oh, that's a lot. But
that's
Tim,
too
go
many?
for it. Maybe 3. Oh,
confit. How do you confit?
Confit, I did it. I put the garlic into a pot and slowly braise it in olive oil.
Does that get rid of the garlicky taste to
and
it?
that's the one thing too. If you want your garlic to be a little less sharp in your pesto, too, is another great way to do it. And the sweetness comes out, which is lovely. Okay, pine nuts. Very expensive.
They are expensive.
$25 to $30 a pound, if not more now. Okay, so you don't want to screw it up. Now, what I did is
you roasted these?
Yeah, just a little bit in a pan. But remember, because what you want to do with all the nuts you work with is get that oil out of the nut a little bit, because that's what makes the flavor so incredible. Put a little bit more. Tim, you know what? Taste one before and you'll see they still taste great, very buttery, but then the intensification of just doing that. And it even got a slight little burn on there. What do you think?
Which is fun.
Difference?
I like it. I like it.
So basil. You said you got lots. Now here's the one thing too. What you want to do is already break it up a little bit with your hands. You know why? You're activating the flavor already. You can do this with mint.
Is this a thing? Sometimes we go like this and people are just like slapping it. Have you ever heard that?
Well, you know what? I think some ways if you're going to get more of the flavor in your hand if you do it that way, okay? It's like people have not very good knives. All the flavor breaks out, gets on your board. Look at this, Tim, you're doing well, okay? This is good. Get some cheese in there. Now we're going to start to get our liquid components, okay? Parmesan cheese, Parmigiano, okay?
Parmigiano.
Put some more in. Now, everyone, look at this cheese right here. If you can, I'm going to put this over here by where you're doing the pesto. Look on top of this cheese. Everyone said, don't use dry cheese. If you see here, look, it's a little bit sweaty. Yeah. That's the oil that's in there. This is really important. Tim,
it's making it a little bit easier. Okay, but then you're adding the oil.
A little bit of olive oil, and here's the other thing.
This is a muddler. Like, you want a good muddler like this.
Exactly. Premium olive oil. Don't use crummy stuff. It'll make it, oh, look at this. Tim.
Oh, baby.
Smells good, buddy.
Yeah, man.
And don't feel afraid to taste a tiny bit of salt. Okay, you're doing great, man.
Okay, we've got 90 seconds left.
Okay, you got 90 seconds. So here's my trick. I'm going to squeeze over here. Some people put lemon. I put a little bit of apple cider vinegar.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Now, squeeze that out there.
Okay.
And I want you to try it now, Tim. This is your pesto. And we'll place it on a plate just so you can see the color.
Can you do it in a blender?
You can.
What's the issue doing it? I did mine in a blender.
I have no problem with that, but sometimes when you use a blender, Tim, what happens is it emulsifies the oil and it kind of breaks up a little bit, which is fine when you're doing vast amounts. Look at that color. Beautiful.
Yeah, nice.
Taste it a little bit. Okay. You're going to smell like beautiful garlic all day, buddy. There you go. I'm going to try it too. Oh, perfect.
Oh, that's nice.
That on top of fish, on top of bread, on top of your pizza.
Right.
All sorts of things. Very quickly, arugula, spinach, cilantro, parsley, mint. They're all fantastic.
Are you putting those in the pesto? Can you do that?
Anyway, and there's a million ways to make pesto. In fact, we could do it with the cashews, with the almonds, with peanuts.
You can be using these. It doesn't have to be
all of them. If you want,
it doesn't have to be pine nuts.
If you want to save a little bit of money, you can go straight to the salted peanuts. Those Planters ones, to me, just make it. I use that a walnut, a peanut. Parsley, salt, the same thing. It's just wicked.
And then you mix it in with the pasta. And the little bow ties.
Exactly. And I even make a chocolate one. Hazelnut, chocolate, pepperoncino. Beautiful stuff.
Pritchard, you've done it again,
We
kid.
tried. Woo!
Have a good day.